Hello everybody, it's been a minute since my last video. Hair is shorter, winter is receding, although as you can see we're still, pretty cold up north. I wanted to talk to you today about how feelings matter in magic less than you might think they do, and how it's really not all about you. Years ago, I had an apprenticeship program where I would spend hours on the phone every month with one-on-one. And I remember this one time I called up one of the apprentices, or they called me, and I asked how their offerings were going. And they said, well, I haven't been doing them. I haven't been feeling like I'm in the zone. I haven't felt like I would be receptive to seeing and sensing the spirits and so on and so forth. So I haven't been doing my offerings. And I said, yeah, I know exactly what you mean. I haven't felt like petting my cat or messing around with my pet. So I just stopped feeding them. And of course he was like, what? And I said, I'm lying, of course. I feed my cat every day. And so it should be with the spirits, because it's not about you, right? It's an interaction between you and something that is not you. And somehow in this increasingly solipsistic world of ours, this gets lost, where we think how we feel at that day is the most important thing. So there's two facets to this. The first thing is, if you're feeding the spirits regularly, or you're praying to a particular power regularly, and you've said, I'm going to do this regularly, then do it regularly. You don't have to be in the zone to feel it. My cat doesn't really give a shit whether I sit there and go, look at that cat eating its food, lovely, and I love my cat. It just wants the food. The sort of, this bias that we must be in the moment for all things, it's just not really that important in magic. One of the things that magicians and pagans and witches can learn from just sort of like larger religions is like, look, mass happens whether the priest wants to do it or not. Synagogue happens whether whether the rabbi wants to do it or not. Sadhanas happen whether the lama wants to do it or not. They happen on a schedule, and that's their freaking job. So it's not all about them, right? It's not all about them, and it's not all about you. There's another facet to this too, though, and that's about motivation versus discipline. So motivation, I think Jocko Willink said, is good for 15 minutes. You need discipline to carry you through. To say, well, in a moment where I'm not lazy, where I'm not tempted by habits, where I was seriously thinking about what I wanted to do, I decided this was the thing that I should do. And so now that I'm in this moment where I am lazy or I am tempted by other habits, I'm going to stick with it and do this because I know that I made this decision and I'm going to have the discipline to do it. Ben Franklin called it resolution as one of his 13 virtues. And my God, it's so important. Like, you brush your teeth every day, I hope. You wash your hands every day. You do all kinds of things every day. If you decide that you want to meditate every day, and I'm not saying you need to, you do, but I'm not saying you need to. If you decide anything that you need to do every day, link it to that. Don't link it as this hyper spiritual thing that I'm going to do. Link it as like, I'm brushing my teeth. It could be mundane. It could be going to the gym. It could be getting on the treadmill. It could be going out for a walk. It's 20 degrees right now and my hands are cold, but I said March 1st I'm going to start hiking outside again, and here I am. I don't really want to be out here. But here I am because I said it's what I'm going to do. And the other facet of this is that we tend to think, oh, I need to be in the zone to do this. But what happens in reality is if we do it, it puts us in the zone. Not all the time, but often. If you've ever not wanted to go to the gym or not wanted to go meet with friends, you're lazy and you're like, I don't want to go out, see my friends. I just want to sit here and watch Netflix or do whatever. And then you go and you're like, oh, I'm so glad I went. Or I went to the gym and I'm like, okay, now I feel pumped even though I didn't want to go. Well, that's because our minds really are like 99% just patterning and push and go. Like this is the program we're running right now. So switch your program and say, okay, this is what I'm going to do, because it's not all about how I feel. How I feel matters a lot less than I think it does. And this is true for spells. Doing the spell, saying the words, lighting the candle, putting the appropriate things together. You don't have to be in the perfect spot to do this. You don't have to be tranced out to do this. You have to just do it. If you said you were going to do it, you have to just do it. Now, I'm not saying to do things when you're sick that'll make you sicker. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't wait until a great moment to do something really good. Like if it's something that doesn't have to be done today, then okay, I can do it tomorrow if that's better. But let's say I started a 7-day spell 2 days ago, and today I'm like, ugh, I feel terrible. Guess what? I'm doing that spell. I'm going to continue that spell. I'm working that thread, that candle, that petition, whatever it is. Because it's not all about me. If you're doing magic, you're calling upon powers and spirits that are not just in your head. Even if you don't believe in the gods or even in spirits, do you believe in the world around you, or are you like full solipsist? Because even then, you're expecting something to take root in the world around you. So something answers, whether it's this vague notion of the universe or patterns or whatever it is. I'm a spirit guy and an energy guy and a mind guy. I don't believe in this, like this model versus that model crap, but there's more than just you when you're doing magic. That's what I wanted to say. It's not all about you, and how you think is less important than you think it is, probably. All right, that's it. Today, this is on my camera, on my phone, not my camera, because in my office, the reason I haven't posted a video in so long is that in my office, where all my camera equipment is, I haven't wanted to make a video. I've had other things. On a hike, I felt like, hey, let me pause and make a video. And so here I am, doing it anyway. All right, later.